hip hop's always been like a tool for youth to express how they feel. I go by Mystery Brains. I am a rapper, producer, beat maker, whatever you want to call it. My main focus is making beats. I can rap, I will rap, but more so moving away from being a rapper, MC, to just a full-on beat maker. All right, so this is the MPC Live 2. I like to use it just for more hands-on from what I used to make beats on, which is Fruity Loops on the computer. I've made a lot of my stuff on there. With the Live 2, it just makes it easier for me to chop and just play with samples in a different way. I have all that running through my little Scarlett Focusrite, which is where all the sound comes in and out of. So I had to upgrade and get that. Got my JBL speakers here. I got the sub bass for when I want to get funky. And then the old school, the turntables, where all the great samples come from. And I love sampling off of turntables specifically because you could change the pitch. When you're just listening to a record, you find nice little loops or sounds by changing the pitch and the speed. And this is just the origins of how it all went with the turntables, the mic, the beat machine. So I like to keep it old school like that. And then here's the library where all the magic comes out of. I get my sounds, I get drums, bass, just whatever. Like I don't play instruments. I'll add things here and there, but I like to keep it old school. With when I'm using like Fruity Loops and stuff, I like to find loops, loop my stuff up, add my drums, however I like to do it like that. And then with the MPC, like I said, that's when I just play a sample, chop it up, and have fun freaking it. So that's how I get down.
Favorite record?
Out of these, I don't have a favorite, man, but I really do. I got a nice little chunky section here of one of my favorite jazz artists. He just recently passed away, but I got Ahmad Jamal. He is his records are just so dope because you can take any song and make like 10, 15 beats out of one song because there's so many changes and flips. He was just an incredible artist.
What is Endangered Language?
Endangered Language is a group with myself as a producer, beat maker, and one of the illest MCs I've probably ever met by the name of Vessel. The name Endangered Language is a play off of how like with the state of hip hop, it's like we don't really make records the way that we used to. It's almost like a native tribe losing its language, its dialect due to like the modernization of the world. So hip hop's in a state of endangered language where it's changing so much that we're moving away from the origins of what made it hip hop. Now we just got to find something to chop in there. Play with this record. Good old Wichita lineman. All right, so now I got just a little piece to work with, right? So I would just play it like. That's the basics of it, man. It's just it's just playing around with it till you find something you like. That's how we create the basis for our little grooves and start making hip hop music.
Why do you specifically enjoy making music? Like, what does it do for you?
Um, I specifically enjoy making music because it's just part of who I always was, who I've always been. Like, everybody goes through their little depressions or trying to find themselves, but through it all, I've always had music. Um, at the end of the day, like, you don't even really need someone to talk to when you have music. You can just throw the music on and let it take you away. Um, I listen to more jazz than I do anything these days, just because a lot of it's so instrumental. Um, you're not necessarily thinking about what the artist is saying. It just takes you on your own journey, and that's the same reason I've dropped like 4 instrumental albums. It's just because I like it that way. So, Fruity Loops. This is where I started off at. My dad, both of my parents were musicians, and when I started to show interest, my dad was like, "Here, mess around with this." But I first started making beats with it. It was like a little drum machine. I think it was a Boss, and I had like a K1 synthesizer and the ASR 10 right there behind you that's got shit all piled on top of it. And those were what I first started making beats with, and then I'd put it all in Fruity Loops. And I've been using this for 20 something years, since like 99 or so. But it's real simple. It's just like step editing. I don't know if you could see the screen or if you need to, but I pulled up a beat that I had made for my boy Vessel. I'll play a little snippet of it real quick. So that's a little snippet. It's funny, like my beats, I can tell when I hear it, like coming out of the speaker, which ones I made on Fruity Loops, which ones I made on the MPC, just based off the way they swing, or if it's like a nice, like perfect chopped loop, or like a chopped up sample, I could tell which one. Like I said, when I started off with loops and stuff, the reason I like this is because I'll go into this thing here. So here's the sample that I took. Sorry. So I took just that part, looped that, threw this little filter on it, and then that piece became throw the little drums in there. And then there's just so many endless variations and possibilities of things you can do with Fruity Loops. Mad props Fruity Loops, but like I said, I've been working with it for so long. I just wanted to be more hands-on again, like how I started off, and that's why I bought the MPC, and I'm happy with it. I, it's fun. I mean, at the end of the day, all that matters is you're making dope beats, right? For someone just starting out wanting to make beats or get into hip hop, my first step I would suggest that you take is just finding something that um, works for you. Meaning, like, if you're good with just hands on and you want to just go straight into an MPC and figure it out that way, that's cool. If you're more visual, like I was, get you a nice little DAW, a digital audio workstation that works around your comfort level, and then just be yourself, man. Like, uh, don't try to sound like what's trendy or in the now. Just Start off, make mistakes, make a couple whack songs, make some really good ones. Eventually, you find your own style, and that's what's important in hip hop is just keeping it fresh, doing something new. Don't quit unless you're just horrible at it. Find a different, you can shoot videos or you can still be part of hip hop. You just don't have to contribute music. But you don't have to put that in there. That's kind of mean.